How can you make $100 per day as a teenager online in 2020? That's what we'll be going over in today's video. Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Nick, or the Financial Ace here. Today I'm going to be showing you the top 5 ways to make money online as a teenager in 2020. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, for the first way to make money as a teenager online in 2020, we have what's called online arbitrage. Now, for those of you who don't know what online arbitrage is, basically all it is buying an item for less online and then selling it somewhere else online for more. For example, this is how Amazon makes their money. If you think about any e-commerce websites, this is pretty much just them practicing online arbitrage. For another example, let's say I buy fidget spinners online for $1 each and sell them for $5 each. That's another example of online arbitrage. Now, there are many ways of doing this. I'm going to go over a few and then show you how you can make $100 a day online doing this yourself. Now, some of these business models you may heard of. Things like dropshipping, e-commerce, or Amazon FBA. Now, all of these business models are good and can be used. However, there are 2 business models I would actually like to show you today that I don't hear many people talking about that you can use, which is our online arbitrage methods. However, the methods I'm going to show you are much easier and more accessible to teenagers. So for the first method of online arbitrage we have here is reselling. And I know now you're probably saying, Nick, you just said that, but here's what I recommend you do. Pick a certain niche of what you would like to sell. It could be clothing, electronics, gadgets, etc. Now, you should stick with this niche, and the reason I'm telling you to stick with this niche is that it's a lot easier to sell in a niche that you know more about. So let's say you want to sell electronics and you're going to sell MacBooks. If you only sell MacBooks, that's all you sell, you don't sell anything else, you only sell MacBooks, then it'll be a lot easier to know your target market. It'll be a lot easier to know the values of all the MacBooks you're buying and selling, and it'll be a lot easier to just know everything about MacBooks because that's all you deal with, and you're not focusing on the things that aren't working. You're just focusing on the one thing that is working for you, which is MacBooks. Now, the next step is finding what platform you're going to sell these on. So let's say you're going to sell MacBooks, I would recommend sticking with something like eBay. There's websites like Mercari you can use, but generally I think for clothes, Poshmark and Grailed are great. As far as electronics and gadgets, eBay all the way. Now, the second way you can use online arbitrage in a way that's not really talked about online is by using rebate sites. Now, how these rebate sites work is you'll go out there and find a rebate site with thousands of Amazon products on there. Once you find a product that you like or will sell, all you do is request that product. So once you get accepted for that product, you'll buy the product on Amazon and leave a review on it. Now, you will get rebated what you just spent on the item. So if the item is $20, you would get rebated that $20. However, PayPal does take a small merchant fee. I think on $20 it's like $1.10. So pretty much like 90 to 95% off these items, and it's a way to get tons of really good items for really cheap that you can therefore go and resell online. Now, I recommend you buy things, like I said, that people will actually buy. I think electronics does the best. If you're buying things like chargers and everything like that, that can simply be resold on eBay. This can almost be like a passive business model, and all you have to do is sell at least 5 products a day at $20. That's $100 per day. Now, for the second method on how to make money online as a teenager in 2020, we have something called SMMA. Now, you've probably heard of this before, but for those of you who don't know, SMMA stands for Social Media Marketing Agency. Now, the concept of this is actually quite simple. All you do is find a business who you know could benefit from social media, reach out to them, and offer your services. Now, in reaching out to this business, you do have to emphasize the fact that the main reason you will be doing this is to bring in more money or to increase their revenue. So make sure you use this as a key factor when pitching. Remember, if you are going to try this business, you have to know what you're doing. You do have to know what you're offering as well. There are many different things that come with social media marketing agencies, things like paid ads, content creation, email marketing, etc. The list just goes on and on. So make sure you know what you're offering, you know how to do it, and you know how to do it well. What I recommend you do for this business is to learn the skills before. If you're going to do content creation, get great at content creation, take a course, attend a seminar, do whatever you need to do to get great at content creation and stick with that. Same goes for paid ads, sales funnels, email marketing, etc. Just make sure you know what you're doing so you're not ripping anyone off. A way to get your first client could be simply offering a promotion. things like a free week of content creation, a free week of paid advertising, a free week of email marketing can really draw in business owners. And if you do provide results for them, they will stick with you and go on. From there, you're really going to rely on what's called a white label agency. This is what you want to be. So what a white label agency is an agency who sheerly relies off referrals. So each business goes from business to business. They talk about how great your services are, and then other businesses will contact you and use your agency as well. Now, how are you going to make $100 a day online with this? Simply get at least 3 clients paying you at least $1,000 per month, which makes about $3,000 per month or $100 per day. Now, you're probably saying, yeah, but how am I going to charge them $1,000 a month? That's extremely expensive, etc., etc. Now, you don't need to worry about this. Business owners know what they're in for when they're paying for these kinds of services, and $1,000 per month is actually a really low entry level cost for social media management. So just keep that in mind and know your worth. For method number 3 on how to make money online as a teenager in 2020, we have consulting. Now, for those of you who don't know what consulting is essentially giving advice to an individual or business. For example, you could be a social media consultant. You go to businesses and show them how to grow on social media. Maybe you show them how to do Facebook ads on social media. Maybe you show them how to post on social media. There's all sorts of different kinds of consulting you can do, whether you decide to do that in social media, personal training, finance, etc., etc. When you approach these businesses, you will either have a fixed hourly rate, such as $50 per hour. That's how much you charge when you go to consult for them. So if you do 2 hours of work, that's $100. Or you will charge them a flat rate. So let's say your flat rate is $100. It doesn't matter how long it takes. When you go to consult for them, you will charge them $100. A great thing about this business is you can pretty much be a consultant on anything now, whether it's personal or business advice. You can be a finance consultant where, like I said, you can help people get their finances in order. You could be a personal training consultant where you reach out to your clients and give them a personal training set. You could be a business consultant where you go to businesses and show them how to put in systems that will optimize things, how to take out systems that don't optimize things. You could do all sorts of things with this business. And it also is an evergreen business. There will pretty much always be consulting around as long as there are businesses and people, which will pretty much be as long as you live. So it's not going to be hard to make $100 a day with this business. Now, what I recommend you do is run this pretty much what it is, which is an education company. Now, how you should do this to position yourself is build up a profile, and I recommend the number 1 spot is probably LinkedIn. You can also use Facebook, and build up a consulting profile where you reach out to business owners or businesses or individuals that you think could benefit from your consulting. From there, you can do negotiations and then close your deals there. Now, like I said, to make it $100 a day online, let's say you're charging $50 an hour, that's only 2 hours of work. And if you're charging a flat rate of $100, maybe it only takes you an hour, and then you get paid the $100, and that's $100 in a day. Another tip is to make sure you're giving good value here. Don't just go and be a consultant because you can go and rip people off really quickly and make an easy $100. No, don't do that. That'll ruin your reputation. Make sure you are giving them valuable life advice or business advice, finance advice, whatever advice you're giving. Make sure it is valuable and worth their money. That way they will refer you to other people and you'll get more clients that way. All right, so for method number 4 on how to make money as a teenager online in 2020, we have social media. Now, there are countless different ways to make money on social media online in 2020, but I'm going to go over a couple here that you can get started with today that will down the road end up making you $100 per day at least online. Now, the main principle here is when you're making money on social media, what you're pretty much doing is monetizing an audience. That is what making money on social media pretty much is about. Now, the methods vary by platform, so let me quickly break it down for you. On Facebook, you can sell courses. You can use ads to sell your courses. You can go on Marketplace and flip items there. On Instagram, you have theme pages where you can use shoutouts on or sponsored posts. You can sell ebooks, you can sell other digital products like courses, tickets to seminars. And best of all, you have YouTube, where you can get paid for monetization through YouTube. So that's YouTube ads. You can get sponsored videos. You can start a Patreon, sell digital products like ebooks or courses. You can sell physical products like merch or actual books. The list is kind of endless when it comes to YouTube. Now, in using these platforms and methods to make $100 a day online as a teenager, you do have to keep a couple things in mind. Number one, it can take time to get the ball rolling here, so don't stress if you're working on this for a little while and not seeing any return. Just stay at it, stay consistent, and the results will come. Number two, we have do not scam anyone or rip them off. Don't write a simple ebook that's totally useless and scam people to sell it. Number three, which is some platforms are harder than others, so do your research and figure out which route you want to take to make $100 a day online as a teenager in 2020. Now, coming in at the number 5 spot, we have stock image websites. Now, this is the only method that I would consider relatively passive, so let me break it down for you so you understand everything. So for those of you who don't know how this works, essentially all you're doing is posting stock images on websites like iStock or Adobe Stock, websites like that, where you post images to those websites. People then go on those websites and can buy the royalties to use that image, whether it's for advertising purposes, marketing purposes, maybe they want to blow up the picture and put it on their wall. The list kind of goes on here with what they can do with it, but all it is pretty much, like I said, is you posting pictures to websites that therefore people will pay you to take. Now, obviously this one's geared to photographers, but if you are someone who does want to actually get into photography, you're not technically a photographer yet, what I recommend you do is even start with your iPhone and start taking nice pictures. Usually I find nature pictures are the best ones to get started with. But when you break it down, most of these stock photos are actually pretty expensive to buy online. They're about $30. So even if you sell them for $20, only 5 a day, and you're at that $100 mark. So the number one tip I have is start a social media following. So what I recommend by doing this is going on Instagram, making a photography page, and posting all sorts of different images and getting a following through there, then linking to your website in the bio so you can draw traffic to that page and therefore generate sales on your stock photos. Number two would be to take great pictures and to stand out. We're in a really crowded space now on all the social media platforms. People are generating content really fast and every day that's actually good. So you do have to make sure if you're putting out stuff to stand out and make sure you do have a certain niche. And tip number three, if you are a photographer right now and you already have pictures on your SD card or hard drive or anything laying around, go upload them to these websites. It's often free and you can get paid. Even if you generate 1 sale per day, which is obviously on the extremely low end, that's $20 a day you didn't have before. So if you are, like I said, if you are a photographer or you do enjoy taking pictures, go post these pictures to these websites now and see the return instantly. All right, so with that all being said, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Please make sure to like the video down below and subscribe. Also drop a comment with your thoughts and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.